Hello, my name is Kansani Pinar, and today we are going to be talking about my environment and, how I was raised and what makes me me and how I lead. Starting off with how I grew up. I grew up moderately well. My mom's an educator, so she always tried to make sure we were as literate as possible. On top of it, my dad, he always valued culture. Because he's Namibian, so we would often meet uncles and aunts. They weren't my uncles and aunts. He was the only one out here. But, family that wasn't family. And go to drum circles, sell crystals, just be in community. And, respect others and treat others how you want to be treated. In school, I was pretty quiet, so I low-key just be to myself. Went to predominantly white school, so being one of the two Black people in my class, I will low-key just be in my own little world and, talking about just anything. I'd be like, y'all don't even care. If I raise my hand or not, y'all don't care what I have to say, so I'm not going to say anything at all. And I carried that with me into third grade. And third grade, very pivotal moment for me, because this is when we learned multiplication. I remember my third grade teacher, she was grieving for one. I don't think she should have been teaching, but she was grieving. And I remember we had to learn whole multiplication, 1 through 12. Easy, right? No, it was so hard for me. And I remember it'd be like, okay, you learn this, you get a star, and you get your name written in the star. It's going to be on the whiteboard, everyone can see it. I was never in the star, and she never really helped me. She never really cared. And I remember I just held onto this so much because it was the first time in my life where I failed. So I took that upon myself as a fault within myself, and that I am fixed like this, that I am just inherently broken. That, I'm gonna move on to time skip into high school and back to square one. And at this point of time, I'm still carrying the same mindset that I'm fixed, that failure, all this stuff. And life gets hard. My dad, he's kind of distant at this point, barely could take care of himself, couldn't take care of us. I remember he told us that he was homeless, and it was really just not a good point of time. My mom was definitely very depressed. She was working a job that just treated her so bad. Her time management horrible. The kids would be bringing guns to school, and she just was never supported in that space. So of course, seeing my mom like this, seeing my mom in pain, I would try to be there for her. Hey, what's wrong? And she talked to me all the time about this, and I didn't know, but I think covertly I was taking that as, oh my god, she's going through so much, I can't tell her anything, because then if I'm feeling bad and she's feeling bad, she'll just be overwhelmed. So couldn't talk to my dad because he's homeless, couldn't talk to my mom because she's depressed. I hated myself so much. And it wasn't until I joined SJA, the Social Justice Academy of San Leandro, where I learned the 7-generation principle, where we want to look at the generations before, the generations after, and the generation now. And what do you want to do? You can reflect on the 3 generations before you, and you can impact greatly the generations that come after you. And with learning these principles, I learned a deep sense of interconnectedness, not just with myself and my personal history, but with my community. In the Social Justice Academy, we learned ethnic studies, about marginalized people and their stories, and their brilliance. So I took what I learned with me, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to continue this cycle of pain anymore. And I felt a sense of relinquishment, because I don't think in any world it's okay for a little girl, because I was so young, to be like, I am a failure. Oh my gosh, if that was someone else, I would be heartbroken. And referencing the 7-generation principle, I don't want people coming after me. I don't want the people in my life now to be feeling so isolated. I lived for very long in this transactional mindset that if I don't give someone this, I myself am a failure. If I don't work and work and work and work, what meaning do I have? So taking working out of the equation and just being able to be, and being like, you know what, if I try my very best presently now, that's the end goal. I remember senior year, I joined the Bay Peace. It was a fellowship regarding arts and restorative justice and healing in Oakland. I joined Youth versus Apocalypse, which is a grassroots organization with climate change, and I focused on anti-imperialism and networking with others and teaching others and learning about how to be anti-imperialist from a environmental perspective and an interpersonal perspective, and how we could do our best being in the Bay Area. I also a peer lead and also a fellow for the Women's Foundation of California, and I also spoke on a panel representing the Women's Foundation of California. And in that, I found mentors that taught me a lot about love, all about love, bell hooks, and how love isn't a passive act, but it's intentional. So I remember I held it against myself a lot. Like, oh my God, why am I so quiet? Oh my God, why am I acting like this? Oh my God, why can't I be like them? But I learned that leadership isn't about being the loudest. Well, it can definitely serve its purpose and have its role, but I can be a healer. I can talk one-on-one with somebody and impact them. And if I can do that, that's my role, and I'm good with it. If I can whip up something, do some arts, do some graphic design, and I can convey a message that is positive, that follows my values, and can impact someone else, that's my role, and I'm happy with it. And there's so many different people of so many different facets in this world. If I can just encourage them and motivate them and affirm them and be like, you know what you're doing matters and your dream is valid, I'm satisfied, I'm content. I think I'm also a situational leader. Being a part of a team, I think it feels good to be like, okay, this person has my back and I'm gonna do my part because they're doing their part. I don't know, I think it works. And with that goes on to my last point. That is, really, I'm tired. I'm so tired. I've been going through a lot. Shooting, I just keep on seeing that girl in my head. That girl. I'm battling a lot right now, but I think that just motivates me 10 times more to go harder, because if no one else does it, there is no change that's going to be happening. But the thing about leadership is you have to keep going, even when you're tired. That's something I'm learning while being in college and being on my own, that you can be tired, but at the same time, that's something as a leader that you have to be aware of, that you are not in this alone, and reaching out for help is a part of leadership and continues to be a part of leadership. So even though I'm going through a hard time now, I think realizing that right now is temporary and that there is a greater plan, and if I could lean on my peers, I am good. So yeah, that concludes my leadership video. Hope you enjoyed. Smash that like button. Thanks for watching.